Welcome to the Superhero Sanctum, an offshoot of the PCVG in which Tetris and Waha try to pitch each other superheroes.
Each episode will be at least 10 minutes long, but each superpower may last several episodes, so stay tuned and enjoy the Superhero Sanctum. Hey there, kitties and kittarinos and adulterinos and kidadulterinos. This is the Tetris Man, and I am here once again with the Superhero Sanctum. Psst, say something.
Never. And hold on, you said adulterated, right? That sounds like a heinous act, especially since you mentioned childs in that sentence as well.
Listen. We're not going to pay any attention to that. I'm not, at least. So, we're going to truck right on ahead to what people really came to this cast to listen to. And that's what we're going to name our 1 hour superhero. Say something again.
You think I remember what we named that bitch?
About as much as I remember if his powers lasted 1 hour.
And that he had to win video games to do it.
Oh, that one I do remember. Anyways, his name, from here and forever forwards, unless we decide to change it for a better name down the road, Victory Dan! Victory Dan.
You know, so he's relatable to people named Dan.
And specifically,
It's a very niche market.
It's a very open niche market. And you know what will be appealing to you if you'd like to change your name to Dan? That's what we're offering here, is that you too can relate to this character for a low cost of whatever a name changes. Get your parents' permission to...
For the low fee of whatever it takes to change your name, plus an additional 5% that you pay us.
He's absolutely right, because, I mean, we have now trademarked Victory Dan. And
Yep,
Dan.
so, hold on. Most of the time, people pay other people to name them things for marketing. How are we going to manage to actually make money by people change their names to something we choose? I mean, when there's a will, there's a way, but I'm not sure this is...
Free marketing, man. You're just not thinking in the right direction. Always look towards the limelight. Don't you worry about blank. Let me worry about blank.
Oh, as long as you're blanking me all kinds of blank money. I'll blank the blank.
You'll be rolling in the blank. Anyways, going on to more relevant topics, since all of you were totally here for more relevant topics. In fact, what have you been doing here? The cast is over. Goodbye. Anyways, nobody will get that reference. Ex-Calibur is who we are talking about this week. Yes, the legendary, the mythic, the magical Ex-Calibur.
Yeah, magic superhero.
Somewhat magic, yeah. Well, what I was thinking with him, to explain to all of you people out there, Excalibur is an alchemist who may use defensive magic, I don't know, he could probably go without using defensive magic, and wields the mighty X-Calibur, exotic caliber gun, which he makes all the stuff as an alchemist together himself, and you can see where that leads into him placing spells on bullets and some of those kind of like those animes, Final Fantasy, except without having to cast stuff and the ridiculous 3-color naming system, and Outlaw Star, except without the sucking of energy, not the show.
Yeah, it was a good show, but more along the lines of a demo man, but with magic.
Yeah.
So he's pouring fucking magic, liquid, sweet liquid magic
Well, I
into
just think-
casings and then shooting them at you.
Yeah, I mean, he's mixing it together. That's where the alchemist part comes in, where he's mixing together, bullets that are whatever type of powders that have X amount of whatever for the shell that he probably cases himself, and, like, eventually we can lead to the fact that the guns are actually made from the sword Excalibur.
Now, can you have super bullshit magic bullets? Like, if it were very convenient for him to have it rain, he has, like, bullet that
I would
loads
say
in.
it's just like the rareness of whatever he pulls upon. So, like, if he gets a dragon scale, then the bullet can probably summon a dragon. Something like that.
So he can, like, literally just do any sort of wizardry bullshit as long as he shoots it out of a gun.
Yep, pretty much what I was going to use him for.
I like it.
Yep, and then we get to use alchemy as a cover there, just because, it's mixing together shit, which is what he's going to be doing. And, the defensive magic thing I don't think really matters. As long as he's just firing a gun named Excalibur, I'd be happy.
Exactly. If he needs to do anything defensively, he'll just shoot a gun. And it'll make a shield.
Put a shield around him, yeah. Like, he'll shoot his friends to heal them, which is a joke that I've always wanted to use.
I made you guys use that in the D&D game. I don't think your character ever needed to get shot since they're always the clerics, but fucking, I think Dan had the healing bullets.
Oh no, that was like before we ended up, disbanding forever and never seeing each other again. Or possibly when you decided to throw us into mini-dungeon bullshit against Cthulhu. Where I didn't have any of those things anymore.
No. The only interesting thing that happened there was 4 pounds of fucking plastic explosives.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. And all the, wolves that got summoned that showed up right in time to be exploded by 4 pounds of plastic explosive. Which Garrett, giving it to us, didn't realize exactly how strong it was, and then after we had it, was just like, well, can't take away 4 pounds from you, use it wisely.
Exactly. I wasn't
we were leaving
terribly.
anyways, so we used it very wisely.
I'm just not sure why it was so high of a DC to have it stick together. I just thought that it came together. I thought that when you ordered 4 pounds of plastic explosives, it came all stuck together.
No, because come on, you're only limited by the electrical charges that you can put in there. Which still raises one of my more interesting questions. If a guy eats enough C4, can you tase him and explode? Find out next week on this TV show.
Oh yeah. God, and we should at least spend hopefully half of this time talking about the superhero. In which I like the idea of also much more very utility bullets, like shooting up in the air with a bullet and then it starts to rain like fucking downpour.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Especially like a lot of it. His huge limitation is what bullets he carries and what he puts. The prep time he puts in before. He has to have like a storeroom full of bullets wherever his fucking hideout is.
Exactly. So he's a highly prepared fucking magician that shoots guns.
And he's got to have like a secret hideout that's like a fucking mansion, because otherwise he won't have any room to put all this stuff that he has to keep safe constantly. And plus, alchemy is lucrative. We can even say that he makes...
And his alter ego is a Vegas magician.
A Vegas magician, huh?
Yeah. Someone's gotta be it. Or his alter ego could be something like some sort of gun show bullshittery.
He could have
just like shooting regular guns and show how badass he is at just shooting regular guns.
I would even settle for his alter ego was a retired Vegas magician. Like, he was a real alchemist, made enough money that he decided that making gold was too hard, and it would be easier if he just went on stage with his magic. And then, he did stage magic until he was rich, and he's like, well, I really don't need to do this anymore. And he retired in Sanctum City, where he now fights crime with his guns that he got somehow.
He made them himself.
Yeah, he's like, here's his perfectly adequate legendary sword. Let me just smelt this down and turn it into a gun. Hopefully I can do this right the first time.
Yeah. I mean, he could just be descended from royalty.
Oh yeah, I'd even say he's a descendant of Arthur Eld.
So is he gonna be British?
We could have him have a slight British accent, like, House has a very slight British accent. If you listen just right, with your British ears.
Yeah, I gotta fucking, pull my British ears out of the drawer.
They're really big, and generally are very, like, hair comes out of them in giant tufts.
Yep. No, yeah, I guess that would probably be best. I don't know why Excalibur. No, I guess, like, King Arthur sort of mythos, not mythos, fairy tale and whatnot, had a bit of magic involved.
Yeah, he could have, what appears to be a butler, but is actually a wizard that could possibly be descended from Merlin. We could...
Or it could just still be Merlin.
Yeah, still be Merlin, that's true. I don't know there's any comic books where Merlin just makes an appearance. Except The Adventures of Merlin.
Wait, is that a real thing?
No, that's probably... I think that's a book series, but no.
Oh, okay. Still, though, no, yeah. God, that'd be pretty sweet, actually. Even more wizardy bullshit.
Yep.
We could just, like, write in Merlin with wizardy bullshit.
Well, and then Merlin can be just like Merlin in the other thing, where he just goes, you shouldn't do this, and then when he does this, disappears and fucks off.
Turns into an animal, and I'm assuming when he's turned into an animal and goes has sex with other animals.
No, you're not just assuming. You know.
You know. Oh, I know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do like that Merlin that appears to be a butler, but isn't, but still acts like a butler, just for most of the time.
Just, yeah, he appearances pretend like he's...
Because it's like, go get me this, and he walks into the other he walks into the other room, and then he's like, poof, here it is, and then walks back into the room. Here you go. We could even have, like, some sort of sub-story between Merlin and Excalibur and have them be tied together in some cool way.
So are we just gonna call him Arthur? Whoever, like his alias, his real name is Arthur something. Or have his last name be Arthur. Or his middle name be Arthur. Or he has, like, 6 names, and they all in order first initial spells out Arthur. Like Adam, Raja, Terrence. Embarrassing H name.
Anyways, no, I think we should have his last name the same as King Arthur's name, which is Eld or something like that. And then his first and second, like, we could have his middle name be Arthur, but really I think if we just have his last name, we should be fine. I don't really want to be like, look, I'm having sex with this character and putting him in a new place underneath a different pretense. Isn't this awesome? Like, even throwing Merlin in there is kind of like, feels cheap to me, in a way. But I do like the role that we've written for him so he can stay.
Yeah. Just
plus it makes more sense with the, like, it's just like, Merlin's technically actually something else where he shows up for this person's specific bloodline and gives him Excalibur, which happens to be a tool to reach whatever means this person's supposed to reach, potential-wise.
Oh yeah, which explains why it'd be a gun.
Yeah. And then basically whenever Merlin walks out on him is when, I Excalibur never went away from Arthur until he threw it back at the Lady at the Lake because she was being a frigid bitch.
And we can allude to that too, where he takes the guns, finds the Lady of the Lake, and shoots her right in the face.
Now we'd have to do a Lady of the Lake character. Like a representative of the Lady of the Lake. Maybe not like all of his knights and everything, but like we could definitely have representatives of a lot of those stories and stuff. Man, this is starting to sound easier and easier to write. I love you, Ex-Calibur.
Let's not focus on them, because it'd basically just be a modern retelling of the Arthur story.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that specifically. I just like Lady of the Lake, the more mythical parts of Arthur, I think, is what we should take.
Yeah, because if we just rewrite it, it wouldn't seem like we have that much credit.
Also,
ability.
I don't want him going after the Holy Grail and that whole.
Oh yeah, it'd be basically as easy as writing, say, a modern-day Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah.
which happens every other year.
Anyways, next week we'll be talking about the anti-Arthur Excalibur, which is assassin magic little girls. Yeah, we'll probably think of better names for them before then.
We record these in batches, so we have to figure out
Real quick before then, like a couple of seconds. See you next week, folks. Bye.
And welcome.